Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions in our NFL recap is our host, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
What's going on, Jeremiah? Glad to see that football is back. We all know the preseason is in full swing now with the regular season right around the corner. It's a great time, man. I can't wait to recap this tremendous game here between the Falcons and the Lions.
Absolutely. And for everyone watching live from home, thank you so much for joining us. It's because of you sharing word of mouth with your friends, family, and colleagues about 100 yards of football that we've been able to grow so quickly over the last few years. So thank you. Well, Mr. Logan Landers, we're based here live from Atlanta, Georgia. So we love our Falcons football. Tell us what happened in this Atlanta Falcons versus Detroit Lions matchup.
Well, let's go through this game here, right? We all know it was played earlier this past week, and it was a great game, a close scoring game. The Falcons got a close win, 27-23. Let's break it down, talk some stats, who did what, who impressed, and who needs a little bit of work before next week. All right, so let's go about this game. We all know that coming out of it, the big thing is the injury to Drake London. Falcons' first-round draft pick injured his knee. They said that it is nothing that serious, so that is great to see. They'll probably just take it easy with him. They said he missed practice this past Sunday. They'll probably be taking it easy with him, and he'll see limited action throughout the rest of the preseason because that is just your worst fear is one of your top picks going down for potentially the whole season. Thankfully, he is okay. And then, that was the big factor there. Everyone was just biting their nails, worrying what was going to happen. And also Will Harris as well, the safety. He did leave the game. The hand injury was to wait to see how he's going to do for the Lions. But let's talk about the quarterbacks, who did what, and how this score came about. In this game, we all know DeAndre Swift, former Georgia Bulldog, scored against the hometown team, right, with the Falcons. He got up on the board in the first quarter. The Falcons came right back, right? They evened it up 7-7. Marcus Mariota with a nice rush on the day. He's looking really good so far in the preseason action and in practice. The Lions then got a field goal. Then it was a little bit of punting involved, right? Because we all know the defense getting a little warmed up to each other. But then that offense came clicking once again. The Falcons then ended up getting the lead 14-10, thanks to a Desmond Ridder pass for 1 yard right there on the goal line. And then they ended up, then Detroit ended up getting a touchdown one more time right back at them to get ahead of them one more time. That was thanks to another touchdown right there. And it was just back and forth. You love to see it. A 1 yard pass as well at the goal line. And then the Falcons said, you know what? I'm going to even this thing up. 17-17. Get ready for field goal or for the second half. And it was tied at halftime. Love to see a competitive game all throughout. Then afterwards, we had a little bit of back and forth action coming out into the third quarter. Got a interception right from the Detroit Lions that led to a field goal from the Falcons, another field goal from the Lions, back and forth, punting, field goals, you name it. And then late in the game, right, there's a fumble recovery, and that led to the Falcons getting the upper advantage, getting the lead 27-23, thanks to Desmond Ridder with a tremendous pass there at the end. And let's go through how it ended up for all these guys. What was the final stat line? So Mariota, light work, 2 of 2 passing, 36 yards. Nothing too crazy. We knew we weren't going to be in there for long, but looked impressive in his short time. And as for Desmond Ridder, 10 of 22, got the bulk of the action, 103 yards, 2 scores, no interceptions, looking pretty clean. Ridder also led the team in rushing yardage, 6 rushes for 59 yards, close to 10 yards per. Looking good there. Quadri Ollison led the team, was right behind him, 5 carries for 53 yards. And Mariota, we all know, 3 rushes for 23 yards with a score. So it's already looking that if we're going to implement this system throughout the entire season, the Falcons quarterbacks, as predicted, they're not afraid to run the ball. They're going to scramble, and they're going to pick up a good chunk of yardage. Drake London, I mentioned earlier, he got injured, but he did lead the team in receiving, 1 catch for 24 yards. Jared Bernhardt got that clutch touchdown for his 1 reception on the day for 21 yards. Damiere Byrd, a catch for 20. Geronimo Allison also another catch for 20. And then Frank Darby led the team with 2 catches, had 14 yards on both of those. And a bunch of other guys had 1 catches. If I went through them, we'd be here all day. But looking good for the Falcons all the way. As for the defense, leading the way was D. Alford. 8 total tackles on the day, 6 of those being solos. And as a team, they managed to get 1 sack, thanks to 2 half sacks, one of them by Jalen Dalton and the other by Jordan Brailford. The Falcons also, with D. Alford, the MVP of this game, I'm giving it to him right now. An interception as well for 11 yards, was tremendous on defense. And they were looking all good. As for the Lions, right, we know that they were struggling a little bit. They had 3 quarterbacks play. Jared Goff, 3 of 4, the starting quarterback for the season, 47 yards. Tim Boyle, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, 9 of 16 for 111. And David Blau, 18 of 28, 141. No touchdowns, no interceptions on the day, but he was the one who was sacked by the Falcons. As for the rushing game, we had Blau run for 22, DeAndre Swift run for 20, and that score, as I mentioned. And Jamar Jefferson, 9 carries for only 19 yards. So the Falcons' run defense only gave up 101 yards in total. You like to see that. As for the receiving game for Detroit, Tom Kennedy led the way with a massive game, 8 catches, 104 yards in the preseason, looking good there. Khalif Raymond had 2 catches for 52. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 catches for 29. Devin Funchess, 4 catches for 19. And Maurice Alexander and Khalil Pimpleton both had 3 catches on the day for those gentlemen. The Falcons need to work a little bit on the passing game. They gave up almost 300 yards as a team. But the rushing game, in terms of the defense, is looking a little bit better. As for the defense, leading the way was Kirby Joseph, 7 tackles on the day, 5 of those being solo. What I did like, though, is the offensive line for the Falcons did hold up. Did not give up a single sack throughout the entire game, and they also kept it clean, right? No interceptions, no fumbles. They look good. And that's what got them to win, right? Clean football, perseverance in the end. They said that they could have won for the tie, a respectable decision in the preseason. Arthur Smith said, we're not doing that. We're going for the win. He trusted Desmond Ridder, and he delivered with a very good game. Week 1 of the preseason, like I said, Falcons got the win. 1-0 on the preseason season. Already got some high hopes, right? And I think that, hopefully the Falcons can continue this throughout the rest of the preseason and hopefully into the regular season because, hey, there is some potential there after that first game. You just got to keep watching this team. They could be in for something big. You never know.
Absolutely. I definitely want to see that happen. We definitely want to sit in Mercedes-Benz and, see what they're going to do. It's our Atlanta Falcons. We are live local here from Atlanta. That's one of the things that we do. So, yeah, we're going to be on the lookout. And all of the Detroit Lions fans and Atlanta Falcons fans, let us know in the comments, what do you think? How did the teams look? Where do you think things will go from here? And are you just excited to be back on some football?
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments. Definitely let us know in the comments. And if you are listening to our podcast, great. And if you're not listening to our podcast, please come and join us. Our podcast is 100 Yards of Football, just like our name. You can listen anywhere that you like, either on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, any of the places that you love listening to podcasts. And you can subscribe. You can leave us a review. You can give us the thumbs up. And we'll have episode after episode for you every single day, whether it's history specials or game previews. We always have great new content coming out for you practically every day. So please join us over on our podcast. Well, thank you so much to Mr. Logan Landers for that incredible preview of the recap of the Atlanta Falcons versus the Detroit Lions. I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and we'll be right back with another live episode. Stay tuned.